What's going on, Jam fam? So we just had another Brawl Talk drop, and I've rewatched it a couple times at this point now, and I think overall this is just going to end up being a pretty mid update. There's definitely a few good things that were getting added to the game, but in my opinion, there's definitely a big lack of substance for us to really sink our teeth into, and I think that's going to be pretty apparent within the next few weeks. So today, I want to talk about what the biggest W's that we're getting out of this update are, as well as some of the L's that we're going to have to deal with until the end of summer. Now, before we get started, make sure you go down to the comments. Let me know what your biggest W and your biggest L out of this update are. And if you enjoy this video and you enjoy my rambling, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're new, consider dropping a sub as well. And with all that out of the way, let's get started. So we're going to start this video off with the smallest W for me personally, and that's going to be suggestions being added to Power League. Now, I'm definitely on the side of this being a good thing being added to the game. It definitely makes sense for suggestions to be in Power League, and if it stops a cringe pick like Mortis being played in Heist or something like that, then I'm all for it. It's very clearly a feature that the community has been begging for a while now, and if it helps less knowledgeable players get a good pick in a map or mode, then there's really no drawback to it, right? Well, I personally have concerns that this may have a negative effect, especially at lower ranks. I can totally see a situation where a player just becomes totally toxic the moment their suggestion gets ignored, especially if the person that ignored them isn't playing well in their eyes. Now, like I said, this is probably going to be more of an issue at the lower ranks, something like silver or bronze, but that's also where you would expect this feature to make the biggest difference, because at the higher ranks, you would expect players to be more knowledgeable and have to rely on this feature a lot less. So this is only a small W for me because while it's definitely something the community has been begging for, and I can definitely see it helping out a lot of players overall, there's definitely going to be that situation where there's real toxicity caused just from this single thing being added to the game. So overall, it's just a small W for me. It's still a W though. Don't flame me too much for my take here. I'm just giving you guys my honest opinion. All right, up next, we got another W, and this is a pretty big one for me personally, and I'm talking, of course, about the Club Quest system. I actually hate Club League to the point where I almost never play it. To me, it just feels like a chore, and I'd rather just work on my quests or fail at trophy pushing or something along those lines. Club League just is not fun for me. So for me, Club Quests are a godsend. They're a way less annoying way for me to earn club coins, and I have the entire week to knock these quests out. And I think my actual favorite thing about this system is how generic they actually kept the quests. In Brawl Talk, they showed a quest that was heal 75,000 HP and win 20 matches. That's it. No specific mode, no specific brawler, just do the thing, get your points, and you're done. And that's a good thing in my opinion, because that means you can just passively get these quests done, and it doesn't dictate the way you play the game like how our normal quests do. Honestly, I would love to see a feature added to Club League where you could just opt out of doing matches and just do quests instead for the week, even if there was a trade-off where you earn less points for doing quests as opposed to matches. So overall, Club Quests are a big W for me. I really like that now I can get club coins despite not doing club matches, and I really like the way they were seamlessly added into your natural way of playing the game. Okay, enough praise. Let's talk about an L from this update. Hunters is going to be a flop of a mode in my opinion, and I gotta give it the first of two L's from this update. Now, I try not to bash the devs too much for trying to make new game modes, and in my eyes, what they're doing here is they're trying to take what makes Wipeout fun, that being the tempo and the pacing of the matches, and trying to apply it to Lone Star to try to give that mode a facelift. But in my opinion, this isn't going to work for two reasons. First off, there's too many players in a Lone Star match to make the Wipeout system work. See, Wipeout is a 3v3 mode, so basically, in a sense, every player has 3 lives. But in a lobby with 10 players and a cap of 6 kills before the match ends, I don't think that system's gonna work. It seems like the number of kills is way too low for the number of players in the lobby, and I feel like the matches are just gonna be way too fast-paced, and the players who get 0 or 1 kills are gonna be very disinterested in the mode. And the other reason is that I think kill stealing is going to be the meta for this, and that is never a fun way to play the game. That was a huge issue with Lone Star, and I don't see it being any different with Hunters. I think brawlers like Mortis, Edgar, Buzz, those assassin-type brawlers are just going to bush camp the entire time. They're going to wait till they see somebody get low HP, or third-party some people, and just steal kills that way. So while I could be wrong, I think that Hunters is going to flop, and we're going to talk about it the same way we talk about Hold the Trophy, where it's just an unfun mode, and nobody wants to see it come back. It's an L for me, dog. Okay, so I have one more W and one more L for this update. Let's go over the W first. Now, to me, easily the biggest W out of this update is the Penny remodel and rework. I think they killed it with both of these, and I'm super excited to see Penny and play her actually in-game now. Now, the remodel is a very subjective thing. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it. But to me, I love it. I think she looks like a legit pirate now, not just some kid on Halloween. The hair, the skull eye patch, the way their cannon looks now, all of it looks super clean in my opinion, and I think they nailed it. I think they knocked it out of the park with this remodel. But her kit rework is where the big W actually starts. The flashy redesign is one thing, but she'd still be a bad brawler if they didn't rework her kit, and I think they knocked it out of the park with this rework. Penny got buffs to her HP, her projectile speed, her splash range, she got a new gadget, and they added Balls of Fire to her base kit, which means she's also getting a new star power as well. That's a huge rework, and I think they pretty much addressed every problem that she actually had, and I think Penny's actually going to be a decent brawler for once, which I don't think I've ever been able to actually say since I started playing the game. So Penny actually looks good now, and she's actually going to feel good to play, so in my book, it's a big W. Alright, now before we wrap this video up, I got one L to go over, and this is the biggest L in my opinion, and it's oddly not something that we're getting, but it's something that we're actually not getting. But in my opinion, there's a distinct lack of any real substance being added to the game, but if we take a step back from the update height, all we're really getting is the Penny rework, which is really good, I already said that, but we're also getting a pass update, some skins, a dud of a mode, and then just some weekend challenges. But really, there isn't anything crazy or new being added to the game for us to really enjoy and sink our teeth into, and that's kind of upsetting because, in my opinion, summer updates used to be some of the best. If you think about it, in 2019, every brawler got a second star power. In 2020, well, that one was kind of mid, but we did get Super City Rampage, they added Hot Zone permanently, and Crow got a remodel. And then last summer's update was my personal favorite update that we've ever gotten. In that update, we got Buzz, we got Griff, we got 3 new modes, and we got map maker features. In comparison, at best, this update is ranked 3 out of the 4 summer updates we've gotten, and that isn't a good thing considering that the game is older now and burnout is way more likely among veteran players. Now, I didn't expect much out of this update, and I'm fine with what's coming. I mean, clearly, I just ran through an entire script of W's with just one L before we got to this point, but I honestly don't know if I'm going to feel that exact same way at the end of August. And if they do what they did last summer, where they come back from their summer vacation and just give us another filler update to update the Brawl Pass, that is not a good look in my opinion. So like I said, this L is more about the lack of big content being added to the game for what could be another 4 months, depending on what they do with the next Brawl Pass. You can enjoy this update hype for the time being, but make sure you're prepared for that possibility. Anyway, if you agree with any of my takes, let me know down in the comments, and if you disagree, let me know about that as well. I like to hear your guys' feedback on this type of stuff. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.